Good afternoon, and I welcome you, students. Last time we have explained to you what is respiration in the life processes, and now today we have a very important topic. As you can see, we are talking is transportation. What is the meaning of transportation? What do you mean by when I say transportation? Do we use transportation in our everyday life, students? Yes. What is happening? Every day, farmers are growing agricultural products, fruits, vegetables that is being transported from one place to another place. There is a transportation of fuel, there's a transportation of oxygen, as you can see. How you are transporting goods or other substances from one place to another place, you are using different methods of transportation by train, by um, other vehicles which are coming, trolleys are coming, by aeroplanes also, by ship also you are transporting. So what is the meaning of transportation in human beings? He says transportation in human beings. Can you tell me what is to be transported inside our body? What is to be transported? You are made up of trillions of cells. Each cell needs food, each cells need energy, students. Where it will come from? I am eating my food from the mouth, you have seen, and the digestion is taking place in the stomach, intestine. But you have the body, there are cells, every part of the body. So you have to take the food to each and every cell of the body. Therefore, what you have to do? Transportation. The transportation of food which you are eating, students, has to take place. It must reach each and every cell of the body. The food, the energy, you are inhaling respiration. You are inhaling oxygen through the lungs. Again, this oxygen is going inside. You are saying lungs are the organs where this is happening, but this must reach, these gases exchange must take place in every cell of the body. Therefore, students, we will have to transport the food and oxygen to all the cells of the body. At the same time, there will be some waste materials, and that waste material must be transported from those different cells of the body. Therefore, transportation in human being is clear to us, student. It is very important that the food which you are eating at one, it is reaching in the stomach. It should be transported to the entire body. The gas you are inhaling, the carbon dioxide you are exhaling, this transportation should also go through the entire body. So how it will go? That is what we are saying. In human beings, the blood is responsible to transport food, oxygen, and waste materials in human bodies. Very important. Very important. Outside world, you are saying that there are trains which are coming for transportation of goods. There are trucks which are coming for transportation of goods, and by air from ships, all transportation is going on. Inside your body, you have blood. What you have? Blood. Do you know? Do you have blood? Yes or no? Tell me. Red color, which you see, red colored blood. So what it will do? It will transport food, students, which the food, what food which you are eating from outside, and oxygen, what you are taking, oxygen, gas, and there is a waste material, students, inside the body. For example, the gas, CO2, or other waste products. They should, they have to be thrown out of the body. So all this process requires transportation, and blood is responsible for the transportation, student. Now the question is that what is blood? I think in 11th class, did we study what is blood? What is blood? What it is made up of? You know what is blood? You know when you get hurt or injured, you see red colored liquid coming out. So we have learned blood is a fluid connective tissue. What it consists of? Blood consists of fluid. There is a medium, fluid medium inside the blood, which is called the plasma. So plasma is responsible to transport food, carbon dioxide, and nitrogenous waste in the dissolved form. In the dissolved form. So plasma will transport food, carbon dioxide, nitrogenous waste, and dissolved oxygen. Plasma. Plasma is a fluid which is present in the blood. What is it transporting? Food, carbon dioxide, nitrogenous waste, which are in the dissolved form. Now, oxygen in the blood, you have one, you are saying you have in the blood plasma. And then in the blood, you also have student, what are they called? Red blood corpuscles. What are they? RBC. So RBC has a red colored pigment present in it. There is a pigment in the RBC which is red in color. That is why, and this is present in large amount inside the blood. That is why when bleeding takes place, you will see red colored liquid coming out. What do you see? Red colored liquid coming out. So what will happen? Oxygen is carried by RBC. Oxygen is carried by red blood capsules RBC, which is present in the cell. These are present in large amounts. They are present in large amounts, students. You know, RBC is being continuously formed and dying inside your blood. New RBC is being produced by the body, and a lot of RBC is dying. More and more is being produced continuously inside the system of our body, students. Many substances like salts are also transported by blood. What else you have to transport? In what is the transportation? There are a lot of salts, lot of substances like salts. That is also transported by the blood. So we are saying oxygen is carried by red blood cells. Many other substances such as salts are also transported by the blood. Are also transported by the blood. So we can say that blood is very important. Blood is very important. And you know, oxygen, how the oxygen is carried out by the blood. Inside the blood, you have hemoglobin. You have seen HB, what they talk of HB, hemoglobin. And hemoglobin, heme, what you call heme, it has got iron present in it. So oxygen binds with the iron and can carry it. Also, heme can bind the carbon dioxide also. So blood is the most important for the transportation process in human bodies. Now, what we have to, what is important, students? If the material, if the food or oxygen is to be transported to the entire body through the blood, then what will be required? Tell me what will be required? We will need a pump. What you need is a pump, students. Pump to push the blood around the body. We will need a pump to push blood around the body. You know, if you want to take water from lower to higher height, you have a pump, student. Pump will push the water. Water can move from one point to another point. So here inside the body, you are saying blood has to move and transport the food and oxygen. Therefore, a pump will be required. Pump will be required in the body, which we call as a pumping organ. What do you need? Pumping organ will be required, students, to pump the blood, to push the blood around the body. And there is a network I'm saying, there is a network, student. And what is happening? Network of tubes, networks of tube to reach all the tissues, to reach all the tissues, to reach all the tissues, and a system to ensure that this network can be repaired if damaged. And there should be a system in the body so that so that all that this network can be repaired, if damaged. Therefore you can experience that you have blood, which is the most important part. And blood is the carrier of I'm saying oxygen in the body. And also the food is being transported. So let us see how, because now we are sure a pump will be required to push, to apply pressure for the substances and oxygen to move. You know, in general, the things move from higher pressure to lower pressure, higher concentration to lower concentration. So what we are doing, we are going to use a pump. So what is going to be our pump? What is our pump in the body? Can you tell me which is your pump in the body? What is your pump? Which
So
pump?
heart.
Yes. So very good answer. Very good answer, students. You are all very good students. The pumping organ for transportation of blood is our heart. Oh my God, it is so important, which we did not know earlier, student. That is why we study. Science, when we study, we start getting information, we start getting knowledge how our body is working, what various cells are there, they need food, how the food we are eating, and how it will be transported. So, heart is our pumping organ. Very good answer. So, heartbeat, the sound of heart caused by contraction and relaxation of heart muscle. Students, have you sit in a silence and observed that there is a heartbeat? कभी लगता है आपको हार्टबीट? आंखें बंद करके देखिए. डू यू एक्सपीरियंस
Yes,
हार्टबीट?
sir.
अच्छा, वेरी गुड. तो हार्ट जो है ये इट इज बीटिंग. ओके, this is the shape of the heart. One is shown by this blue color, blue color. The sound of heart caused by what is happening? There is a contraction. Contraction. When something will contract, what will happen? If you want to apply pressure, what is happening? Contraction and relaxation. Contraction is there and relaxation of the heart muscles. Heart muscle, students, they will have contraction and relaxation of the heart muscle. Very good. What else? This is the picture of the heart. The circulatory fluid consists of RBCs, WCs, platelets, and plasma. Inside, what is the blood then? RBCs, red blood capsules, white blood capsules, students, platelets, platelets, and plasma. So you have seen RBC. RBC has a red pigment which contains iron, which will bind with oxygen and carry oxygen. What is white blood corpuscles? Tell me, do you have WBC? Have you ever got your blood tested? Do you get count of WBC also? Tell me, students, you have any knowledge? What are they WBC doing in your blood? They are white because there is no pigment present in them. They are like soldiers. If any invasion takes place, then they fight and protect you. So you have WBC inside the body. If this level will fall, then you will start falling sick because these soldiers are not there to fight against the coming attack. Platelets, platelets, there is a platelets. If a bleeding takes place, then how the bleeding stops? There are platelets. What will happen? They deposit jelly type of blood, and then bleeding stops. You have seen bleeding takes place, then it stops. So what is happening? They clot. So platelets are there, and you have seen the fluid plasma is there. Therefore, students, heartbeat is there. Why the heartbeat is there? Because the blood is contracting, relaxing, contracting, relaxing, contracting, relaxing. So it's a pump. Circulatory fluid, which you are saying, this contains RBC, WC, platelets, and plasma. Blood vessels, tubular structures that carry blood. Three types are there. How the blood is carried out to all the parts of the body? You can see there are blood vessels. Blood vessels, students. Blood vessels. What are the blood vessels? Three types. Arteries. Arteries are there. Veins are there. And capillaries are there. Capillary. Capillary is a very thin tube. Very, very thin tube. Since the blood has to go throughout the entire body, student. So what we are finding here, you can see red color, which has red color. That is the pure form oxygenated blood. And then you have blue color. Blue color, you can see blue color also. Here also you see a blue color and a red color. We will explain oxygenated blood and the impure blood, which has CO2, which this has CO2 blood, impure blood. Capillary tubes are there because when you will circulate the blood, there will be capillaries. Pulse, the throbbing caused by flow of blood in arteries, where the blood is flowing, where the blood arteries, arteries, the red color. So throbbing caused by flow of blood in arteries is what is a pulse. Doctors check the pulse rate. And here you see the pulse. This is a point where they are testing the pulse rate. So here we have shown a picture of that. Then what is happening? Circulation in animals. Excretion, when excretion is taking place, where it is leading to excretory products. What are the excretory products in your body? Sweating, you sweat. Do you sweat? Tell me yes or no. In summer or when you do some exercise. So sweating contains water, sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. These are the electrolytes which are present in the body. These elements also go when you sweat, student. The athletes, they take electrolytes when they run longer distances. And then excretory system in human beings, the urine is passed out from our body. What you have? Creatinine, ammonia, uric acid, dissolved salts, and other ions, urea. 95% is water, and 5% you have this 2% urea, 2.8%, then 0.2% of ammonia and uric acid 0.2%, dissolved salts and other ions 2.8%. So all these will go to the excretory organs. Therefore, what we understood by now, student, that the transportation of food will be done by what? Which is doing the transportation of food in our body, students? Tell me.
So blood.
Blood. Okay, thank you. So blood is very important. And you have seen it has plasma, it has RBC, it has WC, it has platelets. Each will perform its own role and function. We have shown you arteries, veins, and capillaries, and the pump. Our pump is heart. So, students, in the NCRT says that you can visit a health center in your locality, find out what is the normal range of hemoglobin. What is hemoglobin? It is present in red blood capsules and is having iron, and it binds oxygen and carries the oxygen. And it also carries the carbon dioxide out. I- Is it the same for children and adults? Is there any difference in hemoglobin levels for men and women? Visit a veterinary clinic in your locality. Find out what is the normal range of HB in an animal like buffalo or cow. Is this content different in calves, male and female animals? Compare the difference. How would the difference, if any, be explained? So, students, you can perform an activity if possible. If possible, I mean, if you get all these things and try to find answers to the questions which have been put up in the activity. What do you think? Will everything will be same, or there will be some differences? What will happen, students? Will all they have the same RBC and all those bloods same, or some difference will be there in HB? They cannot be same. You can see that how they can be same in adults or human beings or animals. So you can do this part of activity and find an answer to the students as and when you get the opportunity. Very good picture is coming before us, student. The blood flow of human heart. So students, you can see that you will learn more about this in further. This is the heart, what we have shown, students. And what blood flow, students? What you are saying? Oxygenated blood from the lungs. These are your lungs, students. There is you can see circular transportation going on between lungs and the heart. Lungs are very important. Lung failure is taking place in this corona pandemic. So what is happening? You can see here, red color we have shown, which is oxygenated blood from lungs. Oxygenated blood, students. Red color. Blood, as I said, RBC has hemoglobin HB. It combines with oxygen. That will be oxygenated blood. So here oxygenated blood is coming inside the heart, and oxygenated blood is coming here from the lungs. These are, you can see, oxygenated blood from the lungs. Oxygenated blood to the upper body. Upper body. What happens then? There is a deoxygenated blood which goes from upper body, from the lungs, and deoxygenated blood from the lower body. It goes back where, students, which we have shown by the blue lines, deoxygenated blood. So you have oxygenated blood, which is a pure blood, and you have deoxygenated blood. Oxygen is used up. When oxygen, then you have shown this by blue color. So that is going back to the lungs, and you exhale, inhale, exhale CO2. It has carbon dioxide. So students, we are experiencing is a picture of, you see, arteries and veins, red color. Red color is oxygenated blood and blue color is deoxygenated blood. This cycle has to continue. Oxygenated blood, deoxygenated blood, and this process continues inside the heart. Okay. So what we are saying, student, heart is a muscular pumping organ and pushes the blood around the body. First point, note down. Because both oxygen and carbon dioxide have to be transported by the blood. Number 2 point. Blood transports carbon dioxide to the lungs for oxygen from the cells for removal and carries oxygen from lungs to the heart. Inhale, inhale. What is happening? Oxygen is going into the lungs, and then this oxygen from lungs goes to the heart. And then what happens? Oxygen combines with the RBC, red blood corpuscles, hemoglobin HB, that red color which you see, and it pumps the blood to all cells of the body. Blood is required by all the cells of the body. Okay? Blood transports carbon dioxide also. When carbon dioxide will be produced, then that is deoxygenated blood. What will happen? Then blood transport carbon dioxide to the lungs. It will take that deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Therefore, in order to perform this function, heart has different chambers such as right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle to prevent the mixing of oxygenated blood and carbon dioxide rich blood. You have oxygenated rich blood, which we have shown with the red color. This is going to provide students oxygen to all the cells of the body. And you have deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood is rich in carbon dioxide, which you have shown by the blue color. This is taken by from the heart to the lungs. Heart to the lungs. Therefore, what is happening, student, that the heart has different chambers to prevent the mixing of oxygen rich blood cells from mixing with blood containing carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide rich blood has to reach the lungs for the carbon dioxide to be removed. You know, CO2 has to be removed, student, when you exhale. This will happen from the lungs. So the heart will take this deoxygenated rich carbon dioxide blood to the lungs. Then the CO2 will be removed, and the oxygen rich blood is pumped to the rest of the body. Oxygen rich blood is transported to rest of the body. So oxygen rich blood from the lungs come to thin walled upper chamber of the heart. Now let us see what we are saying. Here is a picture of this heart. Left atrium, left ventricle, septum, lower right atrium, and this is a picture. We can follow this process step by step from figure 6.1. Oxygen red blood from upper lungs. What is happening? Oxygen rich blood from the upper lungs come to the thin walled upper chamber of the heart. Upper chamber of the heart on the left, the atrium. What is that? Atrium. What will happen? The left atrium relaxes when it is collecting this blood. Relaxing. I told you blood contracts, relaxes. The left atrium relaxes when it is collecting the blood, it then contracts. While the next chamber, left ventricle, expands so that blood is transferred to it. So there has to be transfer of the blood. What will happen then? When muscular left ventricle contracts in turn, the blood is pumped out to the body. So when it will contract, it will be transported, pumped out to the body. So deoxygenated blood comes from the body to the upper chamber of the right artery. What will happen? Oxygenated blood goes to the body takes up the oxygen, and then it becomes deoxygenated. It will contain carbon dioxide, student. So the what is coming from the body, deoxygenated blood comes from the body to the upper chamber on the right atrium. As it expands, contracts, the blood goes to the body, relaxes, the deoxygenated blood comes. As the right atrium contracts the corresponding lower chamber, the right ventricle dilates. This transfers the blood to the right ventricle, which in turn pumps it to the lungs for oxygenation. So what will happen? This deoxygenated blood will go to the lungs where it will get oxygen and it will get oxygenated. It will get oxygenation. Since ventricles have to pump blood into various organs, they have thicker muscular walls than the arteria do. So valves ensure blood does not flow backwards when arteria or ventricles contract. There are valves, students, so that the blood does not flow backward when the arteria or ventricle contracts. So there is a relaxation and contraction going on inside the heart so that this blood does not flow backward. There are valves. They will get closed when you don't want to do it. So students, what we are trying to show, oxygen enters the blood in the lungs. This is our lung capillaries, pulmonary vein from lungs, pulmonary artery to the lungs. This is vena cava from the body, aorta to the body, capillaries in the body organ apart from the lungs. This is a representation of transport and exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood contains CO2. CO2 has to be exhaled from the body. The lungs will do it. And this, what happens? Oxygen enters the blood. Oxygen enters the blood in the lungs. Inhale where? Oxygen goes to the lungs, and here when the blood goes, it combines with this oxygen. The separation of right side and left side of heart is useful to keep oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing. Why there are two parts of the heart, right side and left side? Why you have right side and left side? These two parts are separated. Separated. This is the right side and the left side. Why they are separated? Because otherwise they oxygenated and deoxygenated blood will mix. So it is not required that they should mix. In order to do this, what happens in the heart, students? There is a separation of right side and left side, because that is useful to keep oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing. Question has been asked. This question has been asked. Such separation allows highly efficient supply of oxygen to the body. You see, your body needs a lot of oxygen. And people are dying during this corona pandemic. Maximum death have taken place because of what reason? Tell me. What is the reason of the largest death during this period? Oxygen deficiency. They are not getting oxygen. And every time patients are given oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. So such a separation allows highly efficient supply of oxygen to the body. This is useful in animals that have high energy needs. Where is the energy? Your blood is supplying the energy to you. And blood needs oxygen. Blood needs oxygen. Oxygenated blood is required when you need energy, students. And certain animals or birds, they have high energy needs. Certain animals, their body requires more high temperature, more high temperature. There are certain, what we are saying, birds and mammals. I'm saying there are certain birds and mammals, students. What they need, they constantly use energy to maintain their body temperature. They need more energy in order to maintain their body temperature. In animals that do not use energy for this temperature, for this purpose, body temperature depends on the temperature in the environment. Such animals like amphibians or many reptiles have three chambered hearts and tolerate some mixing of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. So those birds and mammals which require high energy, they have to separate. There are separated left side and you can see the right side, so that oxygenated and deoxygenated blood do not mix. Because if they will mix, then energy supply will not be efficient. But certain animals like amphibians or reptiles, they have three chambered hearts. These are two chambered hearts. We have two chambered hearts. These are three chambered hearts where in amphibians or reptiles. They can tolerate some mixing because their body temperature depends on the temperature of the environment. So they can tolerate mixing of some oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Fishes have only two chambers to their hearts. Fish has how many? Two chambers. And the blood is pumped to the gills, is oxygenated there and passes directly to the rest of the body. Thus, blood goes only to once through the heart in the fish during one cycle of the passage through the body. On the other hand, it goes through the heart twice during the cycle in other vertebrates. This is known as a double circulation. Our system is what type of circulation in our system? You can see the difference. Which have got three centered, three chambered hearts, reptiles and reptiles. These are the questions which can be asked in the paper. Reptiles and amphibians. They have three chambered hearts. Why? What is the reason? Can you tell me? Their energy requirement is not very high. So the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood can mix. And when you talk of fish, fishes, they have only two chambers. They have only two chambers. One is oxygenated and passes directly. Blood goes only once through the heart in the fishing. They have only one cycle. They have only one cycle or one circulation. Only one cycle or one circulation. But others, other vertebrates, what we have, even in our human body, our human heart, this is a double circulation. Why? Oxygenated blood becomes deoxygenated. The body sends the deoxygenated blood. Then deoxygenated blood is oxygenated and then it goes from heart to the lungs, lungs to the heart. And it does a double circulation. Double circulation. What it does? Double circulation. Note down all these students. Note down all this. How the transportation of food is taking place in the body. And our pump is heart and it has two chambers. You can see that. So that oxygenated blood is there and deoxygenated blood is there. They should not get mixed up, so they are separated. And there is a double circulation which takes place in the human body. Note down, students, everything. Okay, student, there are the tubes, the blood vessels. Arteries are the vessels which carry blood away from heart to various organs of the body. You have arteries. You have seen arteries, yes or no? What they are doing? They carry blood from heart to various organs of the body, arteries. Since the blood emerges from heart under high pressure, the pressure is high here. Arteries, they will carry blood to various organs of the body. Various organs need various organs of body. Then what will happen? The pressure is high, you know, things will flow from higher pressure to lower pressure. The blood emerges from heart under high pressure. Arteries have thick elastic walls. These arteries have thick elastic walls. Veins collect the blood from different organs and bring it back to the heart. Arteries are taking the blood to different parts of the body. And what are veins? Which we have shown with blue color. Blue color. They collect blood from different organs. They collect blood from different organs. Okay? They collect blood from different organs. Veins collect blood from different organs and bring it back to heart. Back to heart. They, what is that? Deoxygenated blood. This is deoxygenated blood. It contains CO2. They do not need thick walls because blood is no longer under pressure. Here there is no pressure. Here there is high pressure. So they need thick. They are thick elastic walls. They have thick elastic walls because pressure is high. Here pressure is not high, no longer high. So they do not need thick walls. So they have valves. They have valves. What is the purpose of valves? That ensure blood flows only in one direction. Valves so that blood flows only in one direction. On reaching an organ or tissue, artery divides into smaller and smaller vessels to bring the blood in contact with all individual cells. The smallest vessels have walls which are of one cell thick and are called capillaries. So one cell thick, very, very small thickness. When thickness will become very small, what we call it capillaries. Exchange of materials between the blood and surrounding cell take place across the thin walls. The capillaries then join together to form veins that convey the blood away from the organ or tissues. So students, what you have? You have arteries, veins, and you have capillaries. So they will exchange of material will take place between the blood and surrounding cells. Capillaries then join to form veins and convey the blood away from the organ or tissue. Note down students, note down the tube or the blood vessels. Then you have maintenance by the platelets. There are platelets in the blood. What happens if this system tubes develop a leak? There are tubes. If some tube develops a leak, what will happen? Leakage. If everything will leak, student, then it will be a problem. Think about situations when you are injured and start bleeding. Naturally, the loss of blood from system has to be minimized. So in addition, leakage would lead to loss of pressure and will reduce the efficiency of pumping system. So there is a possibility some leakage may take place, student. ठीक है? If leakage takes place in the system of tubes, then there will be loss of pressure, and this will reduce the efficiency of the pump. Our pump is hard. So what will happen? Then heart, this has to pump in order to supply food to all parts of the body. So what will happen? To avoid this, blood has platelet cells which circulate around the body and plug these leaks by helping to clot the blood at these points of injury. So wherever some leakage is taking place, what will happen? Platelets are there. Platelets will do what? They clot the blood. And they will form a jelly type of substance. What will happen? Then the leakage will stop. So they will clot the blood and plug the leaks. Whatever leaks are taking place, they are plugged by the platelets which are present in the blood. When they will do the blood test, they give the platelet count also. How many platelets you have. All right. What is another thing in the blood? Lymph. There is another type of fluid also involved in transportation. This is called lymph or a tissue fluid. Lymph or tissue fluid is also present in the blood. Through the pores present in the walls of capillaries, some amount of plasma, proteins, and blood cells escape into the intercellular spaces in the tissues to form the tissue fluid or lymph. What happens? There are pores in the walls of the capillaries and plasma. What you have? Plasma. You have proteins and blood cells. Some of this will escape into intercellular spaces in the tissues. Intercellular spaces in tissues to form tissue fluid or lymph. What do they form? Tissue fluid or lymph. It is similar to plasma of the blood but colorless and contains less protein. Lymph drains into lymphatic capillaries from intercellular spaces which join to form large lymph vessels that finally open into larger veins. Lymph carries digested and absorbed fat. What they do? They carry digested and absorbed fat from intestine and drains excess fluid from extracellular space back into the blood. So they will carry digested and absorbed fats from the intestine of the body, from the intestine, and drains, they will drain excess fluid from extracellular space back into the blood, back into the blood. So students, this is how the blood is, what is blood, and how the blood is transporting food and oxygen inside our human body. We have explained it, and this ends up the lecture 4 of this. The blood is our, and the heart is our pump, which is pumping the blood to the entire body. All right, students, then we will meet you in the next class.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.